Hello all my fellow friends, CCC members and followers. Here's a quick video for you. I'm going to go through some of the stuff highlighted in my Marvel Chronicles book, things that happened in 1982, which was the year of my birth. Recently had a big birthday, sort of, I guess, and so I just want to share, you know, in this book what happened during the year of my birth. Some neat things happened, and I may have a semi-official contest for you guys here as well. So 1982, this blurb says here, one of the big things that was happening in 82 was Marvel began a pivotal relationship that lasted well into the 90s with Hasbro Industries. So 82 is where they began developing the comic books and whatnot, and also in that year, I guess the small, I guess, what are they, 3¼ inch G.I. Joes that are quite famous. Just about everybody probably here on YouTube or watching these comic book videos probably has had G.I. Joe sometime in their life, and they remember the little 3¼ inch figures. I love them too because you can take them apart usually and mismatch them with other figures and kind of Frankenstein them. I remember doing that. So that was something pretty cool that happened in 82. Here, Marvel Fanfare began in March of 82. I haven't read any of them, don't own any of them. I'm pretty sure I've seen a few of them on here on YouTube by some of you guys. And yeah, just let me know if they're any good, and if you know my taste, if there's any specific Marvel Fanfares that I should probably pick up. Here in Uncanny X-Men issue 155, the debut of the Brood, the aliens that kind of get inside you and mutate you into a brood. This particular issue, Wolverine was able to overcome that transformation because of his healing factor, and he basically saved the day. I haven't read that issue though. Here, the debut of Cloak and Dagger. I don't really remember them much. Either in the comics. I've read some newer stuff, and I have some older stuff, very, very limited anyways, only if it was like a tie-in to some kind of event or something, but I haven't read any of that kind of stuff. But debuted in Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. What issue was that? I cannot see. Oh, 64. So I remember them mostly though in, what was it, the 90s, late 90s, or whenever it was when the Maximum Carnage video game came out. I like their part in that, where Cloak and Dagger had to help you in that video game. That was pretty cool. Here's a big thing, probably one of the biggest things that happened in 82. A very, very iconic, classic image here of Elektra getting run through by one of her own size. A battle between Bullseye and Elektra, the death of Elektra, happened in issue 181. Seems like a few important things happen in issue 181s, I think, don't they? So that's kind of a cool looking issue. And here, Marvel graphic novels basically began in 82. The use of the graphic novel format was happening in Europe for years before, and Marvel started to take on this adaptation of presenting their stories through graphic novel. And the first here was the death of Captain Marvel. Here we go. Here is something inspired by sport. It says Contest of Champions. Originally supposed to be published in 1980, I think it was, and in celebration of the 1980 Moscow Olympics. But of course there was protests on that, and those real-world events put a hold on this Contest of Champions, and then after sufficient time passed, then they finally published Contest of Champions in 82. Here's Hercules, Prince of Power #1. Haven't read any of the older issues of Hercules. The newer stuff was really great when Herc took over the Incredible Hulk series. That was really awesome. and there was a newer Prince of Power series, but it mostly had the main character as Amadeus Cho, friend of Hercules, which was alright as well. Here, the limited series Wolverine, he gets his own title. So this is what, first this 4-issue limited series, and then it, of course, went into his own ongoing series. But this is where he saw his first own solo title. So I must have been born to be a Wolverine fan, because he's my favorite character, and his first limited series was in '82, so that's pretty cool. Have them issues 1 through 4 signed by Chris Claremont. Really great books, great art, just love them. Here the Epic imprint basically began, and they had we got Epic Illustrated, which was their magazine format of books. They turned into comic books with the Epic imprint, which was basically a line of comics that was specifically for the comic shops, and were able to remain creator-owned books. And I eventually discovered the Epic brand through a yard sale years ago, and ended up picking up ElfQuest, which I love that series. That was really amazing. So discovering the Epic brand and the ElfQuest series was really cool, and it was really great. And they represented the ElfQuest in color format as well through the Epic line. Let's see, Bernie discovers Cap's identity. To me, I don't think that's really a big thing in '82. How many heroes have been, their identities discovered and forgotten, and then how many times have they died and come back? So I don't think that's a biggie. King Cole in a solo title that began in December. December, Marvel published Smurfs #1, if that's what you're into. This is probably a fairly big one too as well. The New Mutants, the debut of the New Mutants, was probably loved by many fans in the 80s. So yeah, I think that's kind of cool. Have some of the newer stuff. And a book that Phil just got me. It's a little mini Wolverine graphic novel, but so far I've only read a few pages, but so far it's feeling more like a New Mutant story than anything else. I do have some older issues of New Mutants, mostly the stuff that tied into like the Secret Wars 1 and Secret Wars 2. I don't know if there's anything from Secret Wars 1, but anyways, all surrounding that time period anyways. And we have here the new Captain Marvel, the Lady Captain Marvel, and she debuted in Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16. And somebody I have no clue about. I'm pretty sure I've seen this issue around YouTube as well, but I've never had much interest in it, I guess, so far. The Origin of Will-O-the-Wisp. Okay, so here as well, just to show you guys what was happening in the real world. They have a list of what was happening in the real world while all this stuff was happening in the comic book world. Conflict in the Falklands. We have Prince William is born, Princess Grace dies, the Valley Girl look with the headbands and leg warmers, the Rubik's Cube, probably the most memorable, I guess, of the 80s in this list anyways. And at the movies, E.T. happened. Then we have Fairy Tale, Gandhi, Blade Runner, movies like that were coming out. E.T. probably a big one, and probably rewatching it now would still be fairly good. E.T. was a pretty good movie then. So yeah, that's what was happening in the 80s. So the little semi-contest I got going, kind of an unofficial contest, if you guys can guess out of these books, after I looked through this, and before I did this video a couple weeks ago, I ended up ordering some books that are still coming in the mail. 3 of them, and if you can guess, out of what you've just seen in these pages here, guess the 3 comic books, whether it be just 1, 2, or 3, whatever, just take your best at guessing out of these pages what I had ordered. So I ordered 3 comic books. Again, if you've been around for a while, you might know more of my tastes, so you might be able to have a better guess at it. And if you guys guess something, or if you even try, I'll put your name in a hat. We'll do a little drawing. I'll figure out a prize, send it to you. So even though this video was to just look at some of the comics that came out in '82, the year of my birth, you guys are the ones who are going to get the birthday present, so yeah. Okay, so that's that, you guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you enter the little contest and leave your comments, and thank you guys for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.